Resilience Unchained, the unstoppable power of never giving up. Welcome to the Black CEO podcast, where we dive deep into the stories that inspire, challenge, and transform. Today, we're in for a treat that's going to shake up your world and maybe, just maybe, change the course of your life. I recently had the incredible privilege of sitting down with Angela Richardson, a force of nature in the world of Black entrepreneurship and a beacon of hope for anyone who's ever felt like throwing in the towel. Let me tell you, folks, Angela isn't just successful. She's a game changer. Right? Her work in mentoring young Black entrepreneurs has quite literally reshaped the landscape of business in our communities. She's the kind of person who doesn't just climb the ladder of success. She builds new ladders and hands them out to anyone willing to climb. Her insights aren't just valuable, they're transformative. And today, we're going to unpack the wisdom she shared, weaving in stories of Black entrepreneurs who embody the very essence of resilience and unwavering determination. Now, let's get real for a moment. Have you ever felt like the universe has a personal vendetta against your dreams? Like success is this elusive creature that always seems to be just out of reach? If you're nodding your head right now, congratulations, you're human. But what if I told you that those moments when you're ready to wave the white flag are actually the plot twists that lead to your greatest triumphs? Angela dropped a truth bomb on me that's still reverberating in my soul. Never give up on yourself because you are a gift from God. Now, I know what you're thinking. Here we go, another motivational cliche. But hold on, because this isn't just some feel good fluff. This is a powerful reminder of our inherent worth and potential in a world that often seems hell bent on breaking our spirit. So, buckle up, Buttercup, because we're about to dive headfirst into the heart of resilience. We're going to explore three crucial lessons that can flip your approach to challenges and setbacks on its head. And trust me, these aren't just theoretical musings. These are battle tested strategies from Black entrepreneurs who stared down the barrel of seemingly insurmountable odds and said, well, watch me. First up on our resilience hit parade, the backbone of success. Resilience isn't just a nice to have, it's the secret sauce, especially for Black entrepreneurs facing systemic barriers that would make most people curl up in the fetal position. But what does resilience look like when it's not just a buzzword in a self-help book? Let me introduce you to A.G. Gaston, a man who didn't just build a business empire. He built it in the segregated South when the very idea seemed as likely as pigs flying. Gaston didn't start with a silver spoon in his mouth. No, he started by selling meals and burial insurance to Black steel workers. Can you imagine the audacity, the sheer chutzpah it took to dream of an empire when racial segregation was as common as breathing? But here's where it gets good. Gaston didn't just dream, he acted. When the world said no financial services for you, Gaston didn't throw a pity party. He created his own damn insurance company, my funeral home, and even a savings and loan association. This man looked at a system designed to keep him down and said, challenge accepted. Now, pause for a second and imagine if Gaston had given up at the first no, the first door slammed in his face, the first time someone told him to know his place. We wouldn't just have lost a successful businessman, we'd have lost a symbol of what's possible when you refuse to let your circumstances write your story. This brings us to our second lesson, and it's a doozy: the importance of learning from others. Angela hammered home the need for guidance, especially for the new generation. And let me tell you, she's spot on. Success doesn't happen in a vacuum. It's built on the shoulders of giants who've weathered storms we can't even imagine. Enter Janice Bryant Howroyd, the founder of Actone Group. Howroyd didn't start with millions in venture capital. She started with a $900 loan from her mother, barely enough for a fancy dinner these days. But here's the kicker. Howroyd didn't just rely on her own brilliance. She tapped into the wisdom of her parents who had navigated the treacherous waters of the segregation era. Howroyd's story is a masterclass in seeking guidance. She faced racism and sexism head on, but instead of letting these challenges knock her down, she used the advice and experiences of those who came before her as rocket fuel for her journey. But wait, there's more. Howroyd didn't just stick to old school wisdom. She stayed on the cutting edge, embracing the World Wide Web in 1995 to take her business global. Today, Acton Group is a billion-dollar enterprise operating in over 32 countries. Imagine if Howroyd had been too proud to ask for advice or too set in her ways to adapt. Her story would be very different and we'd all be poorer for it. Now, let's talk about our third lesson. And this one's a real mind bender: the power of perseverance and faith. Angela was passionate about this, folks. She emphasized that even failing sometimes makes us stronger. It's a counterintuitive idea in a world that often equates failure with game over. But what if we flipped the script and saw failure as a stepping stone to greatness? Let me introduce you to Cashmere Nicole Carillo, the founder of Beauty Bakery. Carillo didn't just face business challenges, she was a single mother and a breast cancer survivor when she started her non toxic, vegan, and cruelty free lipstick brand. Talk about having the deck stacked against you. Carillo faced financial struggles that would have sent most of us running for the hills. She had to revise her marketing strategies more times than I've had hot dinners. But here's the secret sauce: she didn't see these setbacks as failures, she saw them as opportunities to learn and grow. When traditional marketing was about as effective as a chocolate teapot, Carillo pivoted to social media, using platforms like Instagram to connect with her audience. She kept her expenses lower than a limbo stick to raise capital, showing that sometimes success isn't about having more resources, but about being resourceful with what you've got. The result? Beauty Bakery's annual revenue skyrocketed past $5 million, dollars, and the company raised over $14 million dollars in capital by 2022. Carillo's products are now sold in 130 countries. But more than the numbers, it's the journey that's jaw dropping. Each setback, each moment of doubt was a chance for Carillo to double down on her vision and find a new way forward. These stories, Gaston's empire built in the face of segregation, Howroyd's global success born from a $900 loan, and Carillo's triumph over personal and professional Everests, they're not just business success stories. They're testaments to the human spirit's capacity to overcome, to innovate, and to persevere when the going gets tough. So, what does this mean for you? How can you take these lessons and apply them to your own life and dreams? First off, embrace resilience like it's your new best friend. It's not a trait you're born with, it's a skill you develop. When life throws you a curveball, instead of asking, why me? Ask, what can I learn from this? Remember A.G. Gaston creating his own financial institutions when faced with discrimination. What solutions can you create in response to the challenges you face? Maybe it's time to stop waiting for opportunities and start creating them. Secondly, seek out mentors like your life depends on it, because in many ways it does. Who in your community has achieved what you aspire to? Reach out to them, read their stories, attend their talks. Heck, stalk them on LinkedIn if you have to, but keep it legal, folks. Remember Janice Bryant Howroyd, leveraging her parents' wisdom and adapting to new technologies. How can you combine timeless wisdom with cutting edge strategies in your own journey? It's time to stand on the shoulders of giants and reach for the stars. Third, it's time for a radical reframe of failure. See it not as the end of the road, but as a detour to something even better. When you face a setback, channel your inner Cashmere Nicole Carillo. What new approach can you try? What lesson can you learn? Remember, every no is just a not yet in disguise. But beyond these practical steps, I want you to internalize a deeper truth. You are, as Angela Richardson reminded us, a gift from God. Your potential isn't defined by your circumstances, your background, or your past failures. It's defined by your willingness to persist, to learn, and to believe in yourself, even when, especially when the world seems to doubt you. I challenge you to face your fears head on. Keep going, even when the path seems about as clear as mud. Remember, if you don't try, you'll never know what's possible. All things are possible if you believe it, not just as a feel good mantra, but as a principle to live by. To our youth listening, never, ever give up on yourselves. Your failures don't define you, they refine you. Keep trying, keep learning, and don't be afraid to seek guidance from those who've walked the path before you. You're not just the future, you're the present. Start acting like it. To those further along in your journey, remember that your experiences, even your struggles, are invaluable. Share your wisdom. Be the mentor you wish you had when you were starting out. Your story could be the lifeline someone else needs to keep going. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with a challenge that's going to make you squirm in your seat. What dream have you been too scared to pursue? What step have you been hesitating to take? I want you to take that dream, that step, and put it on your calendar. right now. I'm serious. Pause this podcast if you have to, because here's the truth. The world needs your gifts, your vision, your resilience. We need you to show up, to persist, to innovate. Remember A.G. Gaston, Janice Bryant Howroyd, and Cashmere Nicole Carillo. Remember that you too are capable of overcoming seemingly insurmountable odds. Your journey of resilience starts with a single step. What will that step be for you today? You have the power to rewrite your story, to defy expectations, to create a legacy that will inspire generations to come. The question is, are you ready to unleash your resilience and show the world what you're made of? Your potential is limitless. Your resilience is your superpower. Your dreams are waiting for you to have the courage to pursue them. So, what are you waiting for? The world is ready for your greatness. It's time to show up, stand up, and never ever give up. Now go out there and make some noise. The world is waiting for your unique symphony of success. And remember, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Straight to the top. Your time is now. Let's make some history.